Is this thing on? I just made this cool rig to hold that and my phone.
Right.
Because I want to start like trying to use both simultaneously.
Right.
To take pictures, but with video.
Right.
So that'd be pretty cool.
So do you want to do some sort of like opening skit like we just did for the last one?
Maybe?
What do you think?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
That's
I don't
fine.
think so. Hold on.
Oh, I can actually put my feet up on this. This is nice.
Is it on? Is it? Is it on? I think so. Blink. It's on.
Cool.
Do it! Take it away, Jim.
5, 4, 3. Hello again and welcome back to
Scared the piss out of me.
Welcome back to Full Tilt Boogie. We are here at Game of Axes, West Palm Beach, where we do these things. We have 4 locations: Jupiter Farms, here in West Palm, Boynton Beach, Boca Raton, and we have been given permission to do our badass pop culture, nerdy podcast right here. Yes. Check it out, people. It's fun.
Thank you to the powers
that be. Yes, sir.
This
yes,
wonderful
sir.
air conditioning.
So let's talk some nerdy shit right now.
Nerdy
That's
shit.
what we do.
I think we left off talking about the impending Thunderbolts. And
Well, I wanted to talk about Robert Downey Jr. coming back.
Yes. Dr. Doom.
What do you think?
I was confused.
Okay.
I'm not. I had to look into it.
We're diving right into this.
I had to look into it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why? Is this cash grab? What's going on? So I don't understand. Like, I know there's a story because I read into it. You know it.
Yes.
So why don't you elaborate on what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Because I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh my God, Dr. Doom is Iron Man.
Okay. So
It's confusing to.
I understand that, and I also see the cash grab of bringing Robert Downey Jr. back into the MCU. Mm-hmm. That's the easy thing to do. What I think of, being a person who has read comics his whole life, is that Doctor Doom, and again, I said I hated Kang. Like, bring in Doctor Doom. I'm all for it. What I think is this. If you're going to bring Doctor Doom into the MCU, he is a very complicated character. He's a tyrant of his own country. He is a sorcerer from a gypsy family.
Is he schizophrenic too?
No.
No. Okay.
No. He's a genius.
Okay.
A complicated genius. And impossibly arrogant. He's got huge mommy issues.
Okay.
And he's also got like this suit, like power suit.
So it is a
suit of armor, yes.
Okay.
But he's also a sorcerer too. Like, that's the thing that gets like left behind. So he's just as much Iron Man as he is Doctor Strange. He's actually, in the comics, for the longest time, he's number 2. Sorcerer Supreme, Doom.
Okay.
So to put that in the movies, he needs a trilogy.
Really?
And you don't have time for that kind of shit.
Right.
So what do you do? So this is what I think, and I'm just predicting.
Let me cut you off.
Go.
Is Robert Downey Jr. Is he going to be Victor Von Doom, or is he going to be Tony Stark in some alternate bullshit?
In a way. So let's say this, and this is just a theory. What I think is, yes, he's going to probably be from a different timeline, multiverse, whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. So, say the Starks, Tony Stark, immigrated to America. A lot of times when people immigrate, they change their name.
Okay.
So let's say that the Starks, were the Von Dooms, did not, in the alternate timeline, did not come to America, stayed in Latveria, which is where Doom is from. And then now you cut away all that fat. So like he's in his home country.
Right.
He is still this genius.
Yeah.
He's still this genius.
Uh-huh.
And takes over Latveria, becomes that sort of thing, becomes this bad guy per se. He never sees himself as a bad guy. That way you cut away all that fat of all that shit that I just described before, and now he's this bad motherfucker.
Interesting.
That I just think it simplifies it, and I think it's more. It's easier for the general public to swallow.
Right.
If he's got that face.
See, I think I think for the general public it makes it more confusing. Like people are going to be like he's already in Marvel. He's been Iron Man. Now he's dead. Now here he is.
But now you're going to see. Okay, so like imagine this: like Spider-Man comes on there, right?
Yeah.
So because Tony Stark was kind of a father figure to Spider-Man. All of a sudden, this guy comes, and you can't now you got to take away like the scarred, damaged face that Doom has, and you do the whole. If he's in that suit of armor like Iron Man, except that he's Dr. Doom, that thing comes up, and Spider-Man sees that face. You have some good storyline to play off on that.
Sure.
Play off on that, and then you do something like where if you're gonna make him like a real bad motherfucker, you have him blow away Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
Just to establish that, and I also think that like the first thing that he should do to establish his power set is he'll probably blow away Captain Marvel because nobody likes Captain Marvel. I hate saying that, but yeah, she wasn't likable. So
yeah. Huh. Okay.
So you have the most what they said the most powerful character in the MCU, which is supposed to be Captain Marvel, and the first thing he does is fucking blow her off the map.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So will this tie in with Armor Wars? Is this do you think this will be like a precursor to it?
I don't know if that's even ever going to come out.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I mean, I hope it does because I love Don Cheadle and I love the Armor Wars storyline too. It's so good. So nutshell, a bunch of other guys like Justin Hammer, who was Sam Rockwell in the movies, they steal. I mean, it's in Iron Man too. They steal all of his armor. So there's all of these armored characters that are out there based on stolen technology from Tony Stark. So now that Tony's dead, you have to have Don Cheadle fill in. And by the way,
as War Machine or as
he
Iron
should just
Patriot,
be Iron Man. Honestly,
or...
he should be Iron Man.
But
because he was Iron Man.
But
in the comics.
I forget. Does he still have the War Machine armor?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they got rid of Iron Patriot because they just made fun of that in the third one.
Yeah.
Which I just watched again recently.
I was so mad in the third one.
I love the third one.
They just blew up all those suits for no fucking reason.
Right, but then they went right back on that again once the Avengers movies came out. So that was a non-issue.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that movie.
So
we already have.
We already have, actually.
Still bitter.
I'm not.
But so you think you're excited about it?
Yeah, I think he's going to be great. I really hope.
I mean, he's.
I don't
great
want any redemption. I want Doom to be Doom. I think he's going to be great. I don't think he needs the accent. I don't think he needs the scarring on his face. Like I said, cut all the fat that makes Doom very complicated and just make it everybody for the audience to swallow. Is that now we have a very established bad guy. I mean, he's clearly a very gifted actor, and let him be bad. Even if it's just for the 2 movies, that's fine. But
yeah, and then what Avengers? What you call it?
it's Doomsday and then Secret Wars.
Yeah, which is Avengers 5. Is that the 5th movie? I think it is.
Doomsday will be 5. A year later, Secret Wars will be 6.
Yeah,
and that's when I think you're going to get all of
that.
Fuck yeah, that's going to be awesome. And I think bringing him back is just going to be really, really super cool. I want to see his face there in the Doom armor, and then pop it off, and then everyone's just going to fucking freak out.
I don't feel like he would just do like a cash grab thing like that.
No, I don't think so.
He's very invested in the Iron Man thing, so I don't think he would just do it because it'd be like a money thing.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's obviously going to make some money doing that.
But from what you've described, it seems like it's a very complicated,
But you see where I'm coming
backstory,
from, to simplify it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That
you don't think it would lessen the character at all? Simplifying it? Because it is such an interesting character.
I'm thinking about it in the sense of putting asses in the seats and Marvel getting back to what they were before Endgame.
Right.
And like I said, that's a palate cleanser to get all of that other multiverse bullshit because it's just a fucking disaster, except for Loki.
It's like we can explain away everything now. So we have
I mean,
multiverse,
that's
everything.
and that's literally like cheap writing in that sense
Yeah.
of like, oh, this guy's dead. Oh, multiverse, he's fine.
Yeah.
No, like have consequences. That's what I thought
Commit.
That's what I thought was great about Endgame is that there was finally consequences to that. Like fucking people died,
Yeah.
and Iron Man died dirty. Like that wasn't like blaze of glory. That was like I'm burnt to a crisp, and I'm fucking in pain, and I can't even talk to you.
Yeah.
That was like that.
The had weight.
Literally,
Yeah.
goosebumps.
Had weight to it.
Yes, it did. It did. So do that again. Do that again. Get back to that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's like people that need to die.
Yeah.
Should kill kids. And the dog.
No, not the dog. You never killed the dog. That's why Chewbacca never died. And don't fucking tell me that he died in the fucking books that are no longer canon, because I know about that shit. You don't kill the dog.
I can't believe
Any fucking movie that I see where it was like Marley and Me,
Oh my God.
Oh, I'll never watch it.
Never.
I've never
again.
seen it. I'll never
I've
watch it.
seen
I was
it.
like, does
Don't
the dog
ever
die?
watch it.
Yeah. Fuck
Don't-
you.
Don't ever watch it.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I could take anybody getting run over in the street. I'll watch Final Destination all day long. If somebody gets hit by a bus in that fucking movie, I don't care. You kill a dog, I'm fucking walking out of the theater in tears. Fuck you.
Yeah.
No.
So, I was in Taco Bell today, and I went in, and there's some guy wearing a fucking
Oh, I can't wait.
a thing around his, like a hairband thing, over his eyes. It was black.
Like
band thing.
the guy from Suicidal
Like
Tendencies?
he was fucking thought he was Daredevil or something.
Oh,
Like he's
okay.
got his eyes covered.
Oh.
Like you could clearly see through the thing because he was
Okay.
opening the door for people. But he was reciting
black.
the fucking Lord's Prayer like endlessly, over it and over and over and over. And it got to the point where every time he was kind of at the end of it, he'd start to like laugh a bit, and it got a little bit more maniacal. I'm not making this up. This just happened.
No,
and it's like, what the fuck? So like I was like, I just want my Mexi Melt, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here before I get killed. Like this guy's gonna shoot people or something. I don't know, but it was really weird. But in the 10 minutes that I was standing there waiting for my food, he must have said it at least 20 times.
And he's saying it at like a volume that you could hear too. Like he's not just
Oh
muttering.
yeah, like
under
he's
his breath.
talking like we're talking right, here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then laughing at the end each time, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Get me out of here.
Yeah, I promptly got the fuck out.
Yeah. Thank you for my taco. Godspeed to all of you.
So, here's to West Palm Beach and your fine mental health care system. Letting them out. I want to work on that West Palm Beach.
And Taco Bell. Taco Bell drives
Taco
you
Bell.
mad.
Wow. When I was just out in California, I was in Cal City. That's by where Wasteland is.
Okay.
Where I go.
Explain
And,
that. Explain what Wasteland is.
Wasteland Weekend
It's amazing,
is a
by the
Mad
way.
Max thing out in the desert, and I built a car for it, and it's awesome. It's an immersive event. And anywho, the closest place is Cal City, and Cal City is like a little tweaker town in the desert, and they actually have a Starbucks now. They're moving on up. But like they don't have like a proper grocery store. They have like Family Dollar. It's like a little tweaker town. And I had to go get something, and I'm in this Family Dollar. Jim, every one of the people in that place was talking to themselves. Like, I'm not gonna say there was a lot of people there, but it was probably at least 8.
And every one of them were talking to themselves.
Yeah, all in different aisles. They weren't like next to each other. I'm like, everyone in here is talking to themselves. Like some people are like, oh,
Did you talk to yourself, saying everyone is here is talking to themselves?
No, I should have.
Yes, you
Nobody would have heard me.
Add to the madness.
Why is everyone talking to themselves? I don't know.
You could be like Gollum.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. Like this, when people are just randomly just standing there talking, it's
So
weird.
does
Like
Fa-
I look for like an earbud, I'm like, motherfucker ain't on the phone.
Right.
Ain't on the phone.
So does Family Dollar rank higher than Walmart? In terms of like
Higher in
like
in what
insanity.
terms? Insanity? Oh yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I've noticed too, driving across the country, that certain states, people are slower. You know, like you go through like Louisiana.
Like mentally or?
Yes.
Okay, I bet
Absolutely.
driving.
And physically. Like, you know, it's amazing that two humans can take up an entire aisle in Walmart. Because they can't walk in a straight line. They're kind of waddling.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, and they're real slow because
They have that like bad hip walk kind of thing where it's like.
it's I don't know. The obesity might have something to do with it.
Right.
The lack of schooling. I don't know. But I'm not picking on anybody in Louisiana in particular. I stopped at a truck stop though, and I just see some people who are just like this. We're like,
They're just hating everything in life right now.
I just think there was nothing happening inside.
Oh.
They're like, I have to concentrate on chewing. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. This is weird, man. Because I'm like, let's go. I got shit to do. I gotta get this thing in the store, and I gotta get the fuck out. You know. And
Scott,
there's
this
just
is
herd of human type things, meat sacks walking around, and I'm like ducking and dodging, trying to get done and get out.
This is part of your journey in Anytown, USA. Is what this is.
It's so weird. Like here in West Palm,
Yeah.
I'd say the average people are doing things. You know, they're
Sure.
you know. Then you go to Walmart and you get some the few
The
that
dregs
are,
of
that
society.
are, you know, they got nowhere to go and all day to get there kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, but some states it's like it seems like everybody's got kind of that mentality. Like I think it's just because there's not as many you know, it's not as metropolitan. You know,
Right.
big cities, faster pace, you know. Some places are just really slow. And I'm like it drives me crazy. Like they drive slow, they walk slow, they speak slow. I'm like, it's probably nice. It's probably nice, you know, like they're
Maybe.
very relaxed. But it drives me nuts because I got shit to do.
That's the thing. That's the thing when I go to the other coast to visit my mom and my stepdad, and I mean it is and I'm gonna be on the road in 2 days for this, so
Like Fort Myers area.
I will say Fort Myers only because no one knows where my family lives, so it's actually St. James City. No one knows.
It's Fort Myers-ish.
If it was Fort Myers-ish, it would be so much fucking easier. But once I get there, it's like another hour before I get to my actual destination. It is west. So it's St. James City. But in the journey to get there, I'm going through Belglade, LaBelle, and Clewiston, and there's fucking nothing out there. And just as I turn off on one of the roads where there's nothing but fields and grass and all that other kind of shit, just in the middle of nowhere is like a Family Dollar.
Yeah.
Or a dollar store.
Dollar Tree.
There's nothing else there. It's just this one building that's there.
They just plopped it down.
And
in
I
the
don't.
middle of nothing.
I was like, how far do the people that work there have to drive to
Yeah.
get to this one building that's in the middle of nowhere? I'll take a picture of it. I'll take a picture of it when we drive over there next week. Holy shit!
It's funny, dude. I've driven through towns that are like, you can tell they're old towns. Like, you know, they got brick buildings. And
I love
stuff.
all that,
So I
though.
love it, and they're just deserted. And it's like, what was the industry here that
Right.
made this needed, and now it's gone? You know, like in Pennsylvania, like there were mines and stuff. You know,
Right.
coal and all that kind of shit and steel. But it's like sometimes I'm going through like, you know, fucking Texas or somewhere, or Arizona, and it's just like, here's, you know, a town that like 90% of the shops are boarded up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened? Like, what happened? Was there a famine? Was there a fucking cooties
I don't
out?
know.
There's a cooties outbreak?
Yes.
Like, somebody got too loose? I don't know. It's weird. There's a lot of that, and you know, it's like we don't see it because we're, you know, in like a civilized place, but it's like sometimes you go through and you're like, why are these 4 families still staying here?
I honestly I don't know. And like on that same tip or trip that I take to go see my family, like, I mean, Belgrade is depressing, and no offense, but I don't know what you guys do for fun. I mean, it's
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, like, you could shoot episodes of The Walking Dead there. Like, I mean, and there are some nice houses, but if you're, like, on the main drag to get to Fort Myers, holy shit, it's just like, there's like one operating gas station that's there with like a mechanic that's there, and it literally looks like something that you see in like an Oliver Stone, like U-turn. You remember U-turn?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like people got like grease on their teeth and shit like that.
Man, I've been chewing on these bearings all day.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, guys, it's all ball bearings. You know that. I had to get Fletch in there. But yeah, I mean, like, I just don't know what, like, I don't know what you do for fun. I don't know what you do for...
You know what they do? They talk to themselves.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Maybe those people are just having a good old time.
I guess. I mean, if you got no one else...
The guy in Taco Bell, that's why he was laughing, because he's like, look at all these fools looking at me.
What if it was just a game for this guy? You know what I mean? Like, what if he just did that just to fuck
Like,
people?
the fact that he had a thing over his eyes and, you know, just to be weirder. Like, I don't know.
Like, are you... Like, that almost feels like that's not, like, somebody who's, like, got mental issues. It seems like somebody, like, legitimately, like, planned that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to walk into Taco Bell. I'm going to put, like, bandana over my eyes.
Just keep saying the Lord's Prayer.
And just
over
keep
and
saying the
over.
Lord's Prayer over and over again just to fuck with people.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. It worked. Good to you, guy.
Well, yeah.
Good to you, guy.
You're smarter than we give you credit for, man.
Yeah, so that was a tangent. That's
That's all right. That's
Sorry
all right.
about
That's why
that.
we do this, man. That's why we do
Yeah,
this.
we talk about all the things.
Speaking of all the things, so since we stopped doing this and we started doing this, I have to tell you.
Get your balls lasered?
No. No.
Huh,
What? What?
I don't know.
All right. I have become a huge WWE fan.
Oh, yeah?
I watch it obsessively now.
It's great.
I don't know what it is. I think I just put it on randomly because I was like, I don't want to pay attention. Like, I was fucking around my phone. I was reading a book. I was writing shit down.
Yeah.
Like, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'll put this on. But I think this is why it got me. Is that, and I'm sure you did too, like, we all watched, like, the Attitude Era of wrestling. When it was, like, The Rock,
Yeah.
Steve Austin.
I watched it from
Triple
way
H.
before that. Fucking
So did I.
Dusty
So did
Rhodes
I. But
and
the
shit.
Attitude Era was the
Yeah.
best.
And they're bringing that back.
Because Triple H and The Rock are bosses now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you watch the McMahon?
Not yet. The documentary.
It's good.
Yeah. Is it? I went.
But the
and-
guy buries himself like over and over.
I went to see Monday Night Raw like a few months ago.
Yes,
I went
and
saw
that's
it.
one of the reasons I wrote
Like
that down
fucking
because I wanted to
nosebleeds.
bring that up because you said it was weird because
Because it was a
they gotta
live.
make live
It's a
for
live
commercial breaks,
taping,
yes.
so it's like, you know, it's like they'll do the things and then like the lights go down, and it's like you could kind of see, you could see somebody walking out to the ring or whatever, and then it's like, and you know they're playing some commercials or whatever, and then it's like comes back up and they're standing there and they're like, okay, now we wrestle.
So
you know?
like you have a wrestler that's in there.
Yeah.
They go to commercial break and he's just pacing around in the ring
Yes.
for like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
It's
being
awkward.
there as a live.
It's awkward.
A live
It's very awkward. You're just like, okay, I have 3 minutes to get popcorn or something, you know?
or beer.
Yeah, but it was weird because it's like our stadium or whatever you want to call it. It feels like, you know, when you're in the normal seats, the angle of the rows is like this. But it feels like the higher you get up in the place, the angle increases. So when you're in the fucking nosebleeds, it's like you're gonna fall down 3 stories when you know, if you trip on this guy. And
Yeah.
you have this much room for your feet. It's weird. I don't like it. Not one bit.
I mean I felt like it. Did you see him in Miami?
No, not Miami. The
Fort Lauderdale.
what you call it? Out west, up by the road that I can't think of. That one.
Okay, that one. Cool.
Sawgrass.
But yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that just because I was like, because we were planning on starting this back then, and he said that he's like, I gotta go. He's like, I have to go to WWE, and I remember being like, I'm a bit jealous right now because now I'm a fan again, and I wanted to hear like the backside of like when you're watching it live, there's all these weird awkward pauses and stuff like that too.
It's interesting. There is.
Yeah,
There's
from a
weird
production
awkward
standpoint,
pauses,
for sure.
And there's a bunch of fucking ninjas running around. So like all the camera guys, all the tech people, are wearing all black.
I've seen them.
So you don't see them. You know what I mean? And it's like there's just like a swarm of activity, and then it's like everything comes back on, everything's normal, you know, and it's
But you
interesting.
have like these
but
3 minutes just to sit there and be like,
performing, and
Yeah.
then it's like, then you sit there, you're like, weird. Okay, but it's like we were up so high. I'm like, you're looking way the fuck down. You're just like,
So are you watching like the jumbotron
most of the time. Yeah.
Okay.
You look down, you see them. They're like fucking ants, you know, and it's like, okay.
And you don't hear any of the color commentary or anything like that.
No,
right? Okay.
that's what makes it even more weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no commentary. Oh, no. I think there's something that happens. I don't remember, but it was awkward. But it was neat to experience. I like watching it on TV. Generally, I watch the women's wrestling because you might get to see their butt.
They usually have good butts.
I like their butts. But it's fun. There's funny storylines, and it's like it's soap opera for guys, 100%.
You are the first. Actually, he is the person that said it first. This is going back to '90s redneck theater. That's what you used to describe.
Redneck theater. Yep.
And he's right. He's absolutely right. So
I was talking with someone at the tattoo shop, and somebody brought up porn, and they're like, oh, the porn. Why do people watch that? I'm like, it's like wrestling. It's like sports. I'm like, they're athletes.
there is wrestling porn, by the way.
Of course there is. There's everything porn.
Yes, that's true.
But I'm like, porn stars are like athletes. They can do things we can't do without getting injured, And I'm like, wrestlers they're training to do this extreme shit, and porn stars are trained to do extreme shit, And it's like, they're like, why in the fuck would you put those two things on the same plate? And I'm like, because they're all superheroes. They're all superheroes. Like, everybody has their thing that they do, It's like the finishing move or, 3 dicks in your butt. I don't know. There's always, everyone has their thing. And I'm like, they're all superheroes, man. It might as well be fucking, Iron Man. See where I'm going?
Yes. You got the 3DB.
Yep. But that's why people, I think, are attracted to all of those things, is because it's like shit we, as mere mortals, can't do without getting fucking injured.
I think one of the reasons that I really, really like watching wrestling again is the point of, like, these guys are... Okay, before you say anything, I know it's not fake, it's scripted, okay?
It's scripted.
So, like, don't jump on our asses about this shit.
Just
We're well aware of that.
Yeah.
But my point is that there is a certain... What's the word? Like, the choreography, like now, like what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Not when Hulk Hogan was doing it, because it was very basic. It was just big guys fucking each other up. But like now, with the choreography and the stunt work that's there, they're like professional stuntmen and stunt women that do this sort of like
especially
violent ballet with each
the
other.
lucha shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
The high flyers, they're insane.
Like, well, if you
Fucking
like
insane.
Rey Mysterio, his finishing move where he does that like like where he holds onto the 2 ropes and he kicks around and kicks somebody, it's fucking dope.
There's another guy who just does all this shit off the top rope down onto the floor.
Yeah.
And they'll take out some dudes. But it's like, dude, these guys are flying fucking 20 feet in the air. And it's nuts.
Logan Paul, the YouTube guy.
Yeah, that's
he's a great
thing that he
You
did.
saw his finishing move,
Yeah.
the last match that he had.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was amazing.
Did you see what he said about that?
No. Oh, he said he'd never do it again.
He said he'd never do it again. He's like, I'm glad I pulled it off. I'm never doing that again. It's fucking gnarly.
It was amazing.
It was gnarly,
It was,
but
like, I don't want to like. I know everybody thinks he's just an online douchebag, but like the guy's a good wrestler. He's committed to it, and that move was. He was a fucking butterfly when he took that fucking move.
I've seen some
because I watched
moves.
that shit live, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that was a fucking like." It was just this gorgeous move where he'd done it, and you could see like when he took him down because he kind of like. He like wrapped his arm around like the guy's neck.
Yeah,
but you could tell that like he did it. He didn't hurt the guy.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? And just pulled him down. I was like,
well executed. Yeah. So I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid, and it was like the, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, like that area, British Bulldogs, and all that good shit, man. It was so good. Roddy Piper,
Piper was the best.
All that Iron Sheik.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Superfly Snuka. Yep. All that good shit. And so now I still like, I'm not going to watch a whole friggin' episode of wrestling, you know, but like I'll watch like highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
And things come up on my reels or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And I just go down a rabbit hole watching all this shit. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
That's one of the reasons that I like watching it, though. Like, it's not a full commitment thing for me,
Yeah.
too. It's like, if I'm not interested, then I don't care.
Yeah.
So, like,
more
it's
of
just,
it
it's
next
just,
week.
Yep. Like here. Hey.
Ta-da! We're back. Yeah, but yeah, you know, it's fun.
It is fun.
It's
silly. It's silly, but it is. But it is fun. But I think Triple H and The Rock are doing a fucking great job.
Yeah.
Getting it back
Aren't
on whatever course.
They're bringing blood back, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I don't think dudes are like cutting their heads,
Yeah.
and they're not doing. They're obviously, and they shouldn't. Excuse me. They're not pounding each other on the head with fucking steel chairs anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they don't want people to get like CTE and all that
Yeah.
kind of shit. But you can still wrap somebody over the back with a fucking
yeah.
steel chair.
I don't know.
That's good enough.
I've seen some headshots, but you know, I think they're few and far between.
Yeah.
They save them for the big matches.
Yeah. But they have cool guys that are there. Like I said, I think they're doing a good job. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and the girl wrestlers are fucking amazing.
There's a lot of them.
And they're so good.
Yeah.
Like they're really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like Jade, have you seen Jade Cargill? She looks like Storm.
Oh yeah. I have seen
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
I mean,
I've
she's
seen
fucking Storm.
her. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I like Rhea Ripley and. And,
everybody. Okay,
and
so
what's
hold
the
on.
other one? There's this other chick. She's just hot.
Liv Morgan, the little blonde.
She's hot too, but no, there's a different little blonde that is. Brain fart. Haven't been taking my brain supplements.
Okay.
I should take them.
That happens.
Alpha brain. Use it
Lizard brain.
or lose it.
Everyone loves Rhea Ripley. It's so funny because I have a buddy of mine that was like, he was not watching wrestling, and I was not watching it full time at that point. And he's like, "Do you know this girl?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "She's a superstar." I was like, "Do you watch wrestling?" He goes, "No." I was like, "Okay." So I'm like, "What's your heart on for her?" He goes, "I am turned on by her, and I'm also afraid of her all
Yeah.
at the same time." Here's the other thing, because I tend to have wrestling on, and if I'm around people that, let's say, are females who are a bit sexually fluid, she's their poster
Oh
child.
yeah.
She is their poster child. And if you live in West Palm Beach and you've ever been to Respectables, she would be the massive hard-on for the goth crowd all day long, and
Yeah.
and metal guys too.
Yeah.
So she's cool. She's cool. She's
And then she's got that accent.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But
she's Australian, I think.
oh, you know what fucked me up, dude? The other day I saw I was going through YouTube and Travis Fimmel, who was on the guy who was Ragnar on Vikings.
Okay. Okay.
He was getting interviewed by Aussie Man. You know, Aussie Man that does the voiceovers of
Yeah.
people getting fucked up.
Yeah.
He interviewed him. He's Australian. I'm like, what the fuck? Here's Ragnar talking with,
Really?
with a fucking Australian accent. And they're like, oh yeah, mate. Blah blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, huh? Because I've seen him in other movies. He was in the Warcraft movie and like a bunch of other
I never
shit.
saw that.
It was terrible.
Yeah, I heard.
But he's always got, you know, a normal like English kind of accent
Right.
or whatever. And in Vikings, they made up what they think Vikings sound like. And but yeah, that was weird. I was like, oh fuck, that's weird. And then you know, like you've probably seen a lot of actors or like British actors, you know,
Sure.
and they gotta you know perfect their like Texan accent or whatever, you know.
I feel like anybody that is from England, Australia, where's Colin Farrell from? Is he British? Like they can always do. Oh no, Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Like they can all do
English
a southern accent.
Southern accent, yeah,
But like the American accent is completely different.
yeah,
I remember seeing Colin Farrell in a lot of stuff, and I always thought, and it's usually like for Americans to sell the British accent is always much harder than the other way around,
Right,
just
right,
because
I've heard that.
Americans have so many different dialects and stuff like that. I mean, so do British people too, but And I just remember thinking like Colin Farrell's accent his American accent was fucking terrible. Until The Penguin.
I haven't seen it. I've heard it's incredible, but
It's The Sopranos in the Batman universe. He's going to win the Emmy for Best Actor.
Wow.
It's an
I've heard it's
outstanding.
insane.
What's the word that they always fucking use? It's a tour de force performance.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's amazing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I gotta see it. I don't have HBO right now. I gotta get it.
Jump on somebody's password so, so that you can watch it.
Yeah,
'cause
Pooch is
he's
telling me that
amazing.
He's like, dude, it's fucking incredible.
And it looks what's great about that is that it just because it's on television, it doesn't. It looks. You could watch the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, and that television series doesn't look. It doesn't look like it's like the quality of
like
it has
out of
been lowered.
place, yeah.
Yeah, it fits right in that. It's all those sepia tones and the lighting like we have right here, like all of that, like all of it is right there. It's an amazing performance.
So, somebody was talking about it at the shop the other day, and I'm like, no, I haven't seen it, but I was like, you know, it would be really cool. Not even having seen it, I just know that they didn't do it. You know, it's someone from the Batman universe. So, wouldn't it be cool? Is if just randomly you'd see like Batman on top of a building, like just off in the distance. You just see someone standing there. You're like, so you'd be like, is that fucking Batman? You know, like you know, get chills.
I haven't finished
you know,
it yet,
like,
so I don't know if he actually makes an appearance in it. That's the one thing
that would be
I'm
cool
waiting
as
to
fuck.
see.
Like
for sure.
I think he has to at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's over now, and I haven't heard anything about him making an appearance. But I heard he might make an appearance as Bruce Wayne. But again, I haven't finished the series yet. I think I still have 3 more episodes left.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I got to get caught up on that. I don't.
hold that thought.
I don't have it.
My allergies are making me fucking nuts right now.
Hold on.
Hi. Yeah.
It's not free.
So, yeah. Allergy season, and I work at a bar that has nothing but sawdust and wood. Shit. I have very few complaints. That's the only one, really. So, all right. So, where do we were talking about the Penguin, and you need to watch that.
Penguin. Did you watch that terrible Joker movie that came out that I didn't bother watching?
That's interesting that you brought that up, and I'm glad you said terrible because did you like the first one?
I thought that the first one was a really good intro to a real Joker movie. Like, at the end, I was like, and this is where a movie starts. That was my feeling on it. Like, there was a lot of things I didn't... The thing I don't understand is why are you making a movie about, you know, the Joker and there's just no Batman whatsoever. Like, there should be some element, you know.
But it's not that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hot take. I don't love the Joker movie. I think it's well shot. I think it's well acted. I think it's well performed. I think that Joaquin Phoenix actually deserves the Oscar for that. I don't like that movie.
Yeah?
Here's why. That movie is Taxi Driver. Let's start with that.
Okay.
And it is an interesting movie. I think it would have been better, but like it would have not made $1 billion, which it did. You have a movie about the descent of a person into madness. Mm-hmm. So that's the good part of it. The $1 billion comes in because you put it under the veil of him being in Joker makeup in Gotham City.
Right.
And none of that really even factors into like how good that movie is. I just think it's a cheap cash grab and I see right through it.
Right.
The second one, I thought that they swung for the fences by making it a musical.
Right.
But I haven't seen it.
Okay.
And clearly no one else did either. And I will watch it when it comes out.
Dean at work saw it and he said it was one of the worst movies he's ever seen.
And Joe, my buddy Joe, loved it. Like his description of like how he saw that movie made sense to me. Where I was like, maybe in the long run it will be one of those things. Like it's like Watchmen tanked, right? Like Watchmen came out and tanked, and like now people are like, that movie's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and it is.
It is.
But like I was not in a hurry to go see that because maybe I'm just being conspiracy theory about the whole thing. You know what I mean? About like my perspective of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. But I was just sort of like, this just like it just seems cheap that you actually have this really good story, but you can't sell it without having Gotham and a face full of makeup.
Right.
And I hate his makeup in the movie. I
Yeah.
hate it.
It's terrible.
I hate it. And fuck you, I'll take Jared Leto's fucking makeup job all day long. And he wasn't a terrible Joker, so.
Yeah.
He was a good interpretation of like, I mean, Jared Leto had to go from Heath Ledger, which obviously he has an Oscar. By the way, everybody who played the Joker has won an Oscar. Not for playing the Joker, but they all have it. It's like a good luck thing.
I did not know that.
Yep. But for Jared Leto to step into those shoes after Heath Ledger had done it, I'm waiting for the director's cut of Suicide Squad to come out.
Okay.
The first one.
Okay.
2016. Because he's supposed to have so much more involvement in that, not being in it for 15 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And I liked his interpretation of it. So, and I'm just sort of like, yes, Joaquin Phoenix, like I said, great actor. I liked his performance in the movie, but like, and that movie just left me feeling like shit. It's not fun.
There's no reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a purpose. Yeah. All right. That's where we stand on that.
That's where we stand on that.
Fuck that shit.
That's right. That's right.
All right,
that kid that plays. Did you see the behind the scenes or the deleted scene of the dude that plays the Joker in the Batman movie?
No.
The Matt Reeves one? YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube. He was the guy that was in Saltburn, which is a movie I could talk to you about for another hour because I hate it so much, but like I love to talk about it.
I've never seen it.
He's a really talented actor, and they're talking about giving him a series like they gave Colin Farrell for The Penguin. So I'm all for that. Like I'm on board for that because his fucking Joker is so like demented and deformed, and like, all this other kind of like patches of hair are missing and shit like that. You gotta watch the deleted scene.
That's cool.
We'll leave it on that. Jokers.
Yeah. See you next time.